Have you ever wondered what it's like to wander through the desert with a cup full of oil as your only source of water? That's all I have.
Yeah, that's good enough.
All right, so we watched Quantum of Solace.
Yep. The 2008 follow-up to Casino Royale, Daniel Craig's second James Bond movie.
And I have to say this before I forget.
Okay.
I freaking hate the way that they cut this action together. We talked about it in the last episode,
Yeah.
but I hate it.
So it's not always like that. I was paying attention to it from the minute you started complaining about it at the beginning. The opening car chase is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, that is ridiculous.
It just makes everything so hard to follow.
Yeah.
And I feel like my
Yeah.
I'll admit I'm just super tired all the time with a young child, and it's just my eyes are tired and it's hard to follow with all those cuts.
Yeah. But there are some action scenes where they didn't do that. So, for example, there are the chase through Siena that is cut up pretty
Yeah.
bad. At least like when they're in the horse race.
Yeah.
But then once they get to the rooftops, I feel like it gets a little bit better. And then when they actually start fighting, it's pretty clear what's happening when they're actually fighting.
On the scaffolding and everything.
Like when he gets to the top of the bell tower and he's looking around,
Yeah.
and then the guy attacks him, and then they fall through that, and the camera falls with them. I think that looks really good.
Yeah.
That looks really cool. And then when Bond grabs the rope and he twists around and shoots, and they're both trying to get the guns at the same time. I think that all looks really good. Still a lot of cuts, but it's a lot easier to follow. And then there's one fight scene. It's the one where Bond goes to that apartment in Haiti. That fight scene is basically long cuts. There's not very many cuts in that one, and that one looks really really good, really well choreographed, feels very visceral. But they go back and forth with that fucking annoying Bourne editing style, and then the more cohesive or the more coherent editing style. And I agree with you. I wish they would have just committed to the latter instead of having the former at all.
Yeah. So I just had to say that. I
Yeah.
just had to put it out there.
Yeah.
Didn't love it.
Overall, though, I just want to get your general thoughts. Did you like this movie?
I definitely liked Casino Royale better.
Yeah.
I think the story is easier to follow in Casino Royale
Yeah.
than Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
Because I think in Casino, I only had you stop the movie once or twice to ask questions. And with Quantum of Solace, granted, there were times where I was like, oh, it's just a car chase or it's just him walking or something like that. So then I looked at my phone and then I missed something.
Yeah.
So I will I will preface this.
Yeah.
But with Quantum of Solace, I think I had you stop 4 or 5 times
Okay.
to explain things. And again, with that preface,
Yeah.
I wasn't fully paying attention at all times.
Yeah.
But I think Casino's story is more straightforward.
Sure.
I think I enjoyed that more. I did like the mystery, though,
Of Quantum of Solace.
trying to figure out what's his name, Green, is really doing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, and
see, I think what I've heard recently about this movie is I've always kind of liked this movie, and this one is hated by a lot of people.
Oh, really?
People hate it, and I don't think it's nearly as bad as everybody thinks it is.
I've seen this before, right?
I don't know if you have.
Because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I have, because none of this feels very familiar, except for the woman. For some reason, feels familiar.
She's in other stuff, so you
it might be
have
that.
seen her. Olga something Nuk, because she's from Ukraine.
Yeah.
So there's an aspect to people hating this that's just it not living up to Casino Royale, which it doesn't, right? Casino Royale is really, really special, and this one is not as good. It's just not, and that's fair. But this is still a pretty fun movie for me. If they had tweaked the action to make it a little less jarring, a little less Bourne-y, I think a lot more people would like this.
I don't know that it deserves to be hated.
No, it doesn't deserve to be hated. I don't think at all. The story is, yeah, it's a little more involved, I guess. But like the plot is a little more involved than maybe Casino Royale is. But like it's not really about the plot per se. The plot is sort of there to get Bond moving through his journey. Like the main theme of this movie is Bond. It ends, or sorry, it begins right after Casino Royale ends.
And I never realized that.
Yeah,
That it literally is
it's right after.
right after.
Yeah, and this movie is Bond. I mentioned in the last video how when Bond fishes Vesper out of the water in Casino Royale, he's just looking around, just in. He's like an angry dog looking for something to bite, and there's nothing to bite. This whole movie is Bond biting everything that he can get his jaws on, and that's what it's about. It's about Bond just completely losing himself in revenge until he finds his quantum of solace, the minimum little bit of solace that he can get, which he gets at the end. That's what this is really about. So like the plot is there, and it's I think it's it's not as strong as Casino Royale's, but I don't think it's really bad. Like I think it's interesting enough, but it's really all about it's the character study of Bond and how violent Bond is being, and he's just killing everyone, right? He just loves killing. Have you ever seen that Rick and Morty episode?
Mm-mm.
They Rick and Morty meet this assassin in a parking garage, and he's like the most friendly guy. He's like, "Oh, hey Morty, I'm Crumbopulous Michael. I work with your grandpa. I'm an assassin." And then he's like, "If you ever need anyone killed, Morty, just take my card and give me a call. Doesn't matter who it is, old people, young people, babies, women, doesn't matter. I just love killing." That's Bond in this one.
Oh man.
Yeah. And so I think if you go into this movie again, if you've seen it and you didn't like it, I think you should watch it again. And I think you'll appreciate it a lot more knowing that it's not really about the spy thriller plot. Like, yeah, that's there obviously because it has to be there, but this movie is a is a partner to Casino Royale in that James Bond was in a very bad place at the end of Casino Royale, and this whole movie is him diving deeper and deeper into that bad place until he finds a way to sort of pull himself out of the tailspin. And I think you'll enjoy the movie a lot more if you see it through that lens.
Yeah, definitely. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, so first time Quantum viewer.
Apparently. After I was just saying, oh, Casino Royale came out 20 years ago. Who hasn't seen it?
Yeah.
And I haven't.
And you haven't seen Quantum of Solace?
I don't think I've seen Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, you fool.
Okay.
What else? What else is there? So, yeah, we can talk about the plot, but I don't want to talk about that in non-spoiler section because I don't think it's a bad plot. I really don't think it's that bad of a plot.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. Sort of famously, this movie was operating on a first draft of the screenplay because there was a writer's strike that happened when this movie was being written, and they were like trying to get the first draft done before the writer's strike, and that's what happened. So they got the first draft done, and that's what they used.
Wow.
So like considering that too, I feel like this movie turned out amazingly well.
Yeah.
For like what it was up against. The same cannot be said of Spectre, unfortunately. Spoilers, but I hate that movie. I've only seen it once. Maybe I won't feel that way when we actually watch it again to review it for this channel.
Wait, what do you think of the writer's strike that happened? What was that, 2 years ago?
Uh-huh.
When they said that AI is never allowed to be used?
I wasn't really clear on what the resolution was. Like, I think what they meant was you can't write a script with AI. At least that's what I hope they meant. But I don't see anything wrong with prompting AI to get like the juices flowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like I am writing a movie about X.
Give me
some starters.
Yeah.
Some ideas.
Possible plot points or
Right.
something.
If you want it to write the whole thing for you, yeah, I think that's stupid. And I also think it'll feel weird. It may not be necessarily obvious that AI wrote it, but it'll feel like a shitty writing job. But like it can definitely get you started, right?
I don't see the issue with that. I feel like if they said, and again, you know, dumbass over here. I did
Yeah.
not prepare.
Yeah.
If they said absolutely no AI at all, that doesn't seem
No.
right.
Yeah. I don't agree
AI
with
is
that.
only going to get more developed and
It's
more useful.
yeah.
It already is so useful that it doesn't make any sense for them to say
Yeah.
absolutely no.
It's going to be impossible to hide from it
Right.
to some degree, right? It already is.
Yeah.
Right? There are AI models in Photoshop and all kinds of software that people use, and nobody bitches about that. But like, sorry, like, yeah, it's coming, and
Yeah.
it's to some degree it is going to it's going to shake up the way that we work at the very least.
What's your favorite name of AI?
Oh,
Wait, name
what
off
do we
some of the ones
have?
that you...
There's is Gemini an AI? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Gemini is the image generator. So there's Gemini, there's Chat GPT, there's Claude.
I like the name of Claude the
You like
best.
Claude?
Yeah.
So people are gonna hate me for this answer, but I think Copilot has the best name.
Oh, really?
And like I know a lot of people hate Copilot and they think it's a piece of shit. And there's a million different versions of Copilot because there's like a Copilot for a Copilot assistant, like a sort of like a secretary sort of job. There's Copilot. There's like 10 different ones that Microsoft has built and is forcing on all of their employees. The one that I use is Copilot for software development, and it's a perfect name because it's like having like a little Copilot with you. Like and that's even been a term in programming for a very long time. When you pair program with someone, which is just two people coding on one machine, one person is the pilot and the other person is the co-pilot.
It's like the co-pilot from Airplane.
Exactly. The inflatable one. Right.
Yeah.
That's right. The one that's really handsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Microsoft GitHub Copilot is an extremely handsy AI, just kind of a sex pest.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Where were we? I think Copilot. That was my answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
think, I've only really used ChatGPT.
Okay.
But I like the name Claude.
Claude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it sounds fun.
There was one that Google was developing called like Bard or something like that.
With an E at the end?
I think it was just Bard, BARD, or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh, right. We were talking about the writer's strike. Yeah, I think this movie turned out really well for, given all the circumstances, like surprisingly well. Do you feel like people were better dressed in this one versus Casino Royale, or was that? And if you do you just think that because you know that Tom Ford was the one involved?
I think that they were both really good.
Same.
There was one scene in Quantum where
Micah didn't like the cardigan.
I know. He's wearing a white dress shirt with a black cardigan.
It's not a dress shirt, is it?
Yes, it is. It has a collar.
Oh. Is it a polo though, or is it a button down?
It was a button down.
Really? I thought it was just like a.
No,
okay.
it was a button down because it had the sleeves.
Okay.
So he's wearing a white dress shirt with a black cardigan and then like khakis, and I didn't pay attention to what shoes he was wearing, and I was like,
they were black.
I was like, Braden, what do you think? He's like, oh, I think it looks fine. I'm like, I don't like the cardigan. I don't like the color. Basically, is what it was. If it was like a navy or a heather gray or just a gray in general, I think it would have looked better.
So Micah's calling out Tom Ford, I guess.
Although Tom Ford,
he's awesome.
Yeah,
he's so
Braden
cool.
Has when was that?
Like
6 months ago.
That was
8 months ago. No,
it's probably a year. It was probably 2 years ago. Shit.
I don't know. Brent has this obsession with Tom Ford, and every few months he'll be like, wouldn't it be so cool if Tom Ford would just like, I don't know, style us? Wouldn't that be so cool?
Would it not though?
Yeah, it would.
I mean,
because I guess Tom Ford had a TV show.
No, I think it was for GQ. He did a couple of like.
Oh, okay.
He did a couple of, bring in this guy and we're gonna
normal person
and we're gonna do his wardrobe for him. We're gonna ask him a couple questions. Where do you want to be in 10 years? What's your dream job? We're going to help you dress for it, basically. Yeah,
and so Braden kept sending me these clips of these episodes that he would watch.
He's just so personable.
Yeah, he's just such a nice guy. And like there was this guy that was just super normal. He was probably like an accountant or something. And he just wore like plaid button-ups with like a hoodie maybe. And he's like, you don't dress that good. but we're gonna fix it. It's all good. He like says like these not super nice things, but he's so nice
in a
about
nice
it.
way.
In a nice way. He's
Yeah.
like, you don't really dress well.
Well, he's
You
like,
kind of dress like shit, but
he's like sort of like looking at them, and he's like, "You're very handsome. You're hiding it under all this, but
yeah,
you're actually quite. You are. You're very handsome."
yeah,
And he's just like, he's got this. I mean, obviously, he's got style, right?
yeah,
In how he dresses, but also how he speaks and how he carries himself. He's
yeah,
just got this swagger about him.
yeah,
He's magnetic. That's what it is.
yeah. That's fair.
So I love the idea of Tom Ford working with Daniel Craig. I'm picturing that in my head. Doesn't that sound fun?
Yeah.
Daniel Craig is, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so equal dressing except for the cardigan. Mike was not a fan of the cardigan.
Even still, I don't know. Whatever.
What do you know?
Exactly. What do I know?
Yeah. No.
Okay, I'm allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dang. So I guess
go through some of those because I can't even remember.
So I guess my thing that I want you to take away from this, if you take away anything at all, you don't have to. I mean, fuck it. You don't have to take away shit. But if you do want to take away something, watch this again, but make sure you do a double feature with Casino Royale, or watch them close together. One this week, maybe one next week, and watch it with the two thoughts in mind. This is a direct follow-up to Casino Royale, not only literally but thematically too, because James Bond goes to a dark, angry, black place at the end of Casino Royale, and Quantum of Solace is him living in that dark, angry, black place. And the title Quantum of Solace is aimed at having just this tiny little modicum of solace at the end of the movie from the pain that he experienced in Casino Royale. To me, that's why it's called that. Fun fact: so you know how they call the organization that Green works for Quantum?
Mm-hmm.
So originally it was supposed to be Spectre, because Spectre is the organization that is referenced in the novels, in the James Bond novels, and it was always supposed to be Spectre, but they didn't have the rights to call it Spectre. So they called it Quantum, and this will save you some confusion later when we watch Spectre. You will find out that Quantum is actually a part of Spectre in the movie Spectre. That's just because they weren't actually able to use the word Spectre in Quantum of Solace. Clear as mud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I was confused by was at the very beginning, I thought that the guy that Bond had gotten in the end of Casino was Mr. White.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then he's being questioned. They tape up his leg.
Yeah.
And then Mr. White is like, "Mwahaha, we're everywhere."
Yeah.
And they really are everywhere, and that guy
is in the room, literally.
is in the room.
Yeah.
Right? So the guy who was in the room gets shot. Who shoots him?
What guy?
The guy who's in the room.
Mr.
We're
what?
everywhere.
Oh.
The guy who's in the room.
Yeah. Tanner? What was his name?
Yeah, that's sure. Let's just call him
It's
Tanner.
not Tanner. It's okay. We'll call him Tanner. It's not Tanner, but okay. Tanner was in the room.
Okay, so he pulls out a gun and he shoots an MI6. Tanner does. I'm in the room, I'm a dude, I'm in the room, shoots a guy. And then shoots someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then explain to me what happened, because I thought that Mr. White got shot and killed.
He was shot he caught a stray.
In the shoulder?
Yeah, but but when Bond comes back, Mr. White's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. So
comes back from
chasing that guy down
through the horse race or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got away. Mr. White got away. And Mr. White was in the opera as well.
Right. I saw him there.
Yeah.
And I was confused because I thought that he had died. So I guess I didn't see. Yeah. I didn't. I must have been on my phone.
Yeah. This is why I like Quantum of Solace more than I like You'll find out. But I feel like these characters were just starting to be explored, and they hadn't had time yet to f it all up with making everything interconnected, and everybody needs to have a history with everybody, and everybody needs to come back that survived from the previous movies. This was a pure time when Mr. White was Mr. White, and he wasn't anyone else that was more important to the story. you'll find out when we get to Spectre and why I don't like that movie. At least I don't right now. But Quantum of Solace, just it's sort of like a new frontier. This is a new era of Bond. They have a lot to play with, a lot of stuff they can make up, and it just felt nice. Felt nice, like a fresh start, like a fresh spring breeze, even. Yeah. Did you like Felix coming back?
Yeah, I was really. Is
Jeffrey
that a
Wright?
spoiler?
No, probably not.
Okay, I was happy that he was in it.
Yeah.
I like him as an actor.
He's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's American Fiction guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like him a lot.
Yeah. He's a great character in these movies too.
Well, and I wonder, how often does it happen that like agents run into each other from other countries and then like continue to?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
But definitely during this movie, I was telling Braden. Really, I guess I was thinking mostly about Casino. I could never be a spy, an undercover agent.
Yeah.
Just having to lie.
That would be the hard thing.
That,
the
even
pressure.
It gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah.
And like I would just laugh also.
Yeah.
I just get anxious and then I just laugh. Because, like you play lying games, there's Secret Hitler or Mafia, which is basically the same thing. And
yeah. Ooh, you're not allowed to say that on YouTube. Secret Austrian painter.
Oh. So I'll have to bleep
Shout out Metatron.
What?
He's the YouTuber that I got that from. He calls him the Austrian painter.
Oh, nice.
Really funny.
It gives me so much anxiety. Even when people talk about the Secret Austrian painter game. Oh my gosh, it just, my
Makes
blood
me laugh
pressure.
every time.
Oh my gosh, it stresses me out. I hate playing that game. And for some reason, our friends, like Brent's friends from college,
they love
it.
Yeah, they love that game. I mean, it's fun. It's fun in small doses.
Sure. Once a year.
Yeah, sure.
Like, this is fun.
Yeah.
But then, like, after we play it, my anxiety is just through the roof.
Yeah. How do you like M? We didn't talk about her in Casino Royale.
I really liked her in this one.
I love her as a character.
Yes.
In general.
Sure. But I just mean, I feel like we got more of her in this. And more of, like, I hate to say, like, more of her, but, like, actually her. Instead of her just being the MI6 director, it was, like, her and Bond had, like, actual conversations.
They do in Casino Royale.
That are, I just really, I'm thinking of one specific part that I really liked.
Was it when
they're walking through the hotel?
Okay, yeah, that's a good part.
Yeah, I really liked that.
Sheesh, yeah. Let's put a little note on that one because I want to talk about that in spoilers. So, but in Casino Royale, they have that scene where Bond breaks into her apartment.
I really like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's so good. Like they have chemistry with each other. Really good.
Well, and that's so funny in Casino Royale when. Who's her assistant or whatever is like?
That's Tanner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're
signed in, or he's
signed in to the MI6 secure website using your name and password. How the hell does he know these things?
Yeah.
he knows where she lives. He knows her name. He breaks into her apartment. They've got this mother-son dynamic that's really great.
Or like grandma, grandson. That's more of it. Because she is like, you're, in like a not gross way. You're naughty. You're being naughty. Yeah. But I'm not actually going to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, you're being a bad boy. Rein it in. But I understand. And I know you're not going to. And that's okay.
Did you like the part
But you need to tone it down a little. Yeah.
Especially here. Like the part where she's like, what happened with Slate? Tell her Slate was a dead end. Slate was a dead end. And then later, he calls into headquarters and he's like, I sent you something. Can you give me some information? Do you have any information? Can you put her on, please? And she's like, I am here, Bond. What happened with Slate? I'm not dwelling on the past. I don't think you should either. I definitely think this one is a little more funny.
Yeah.
Like there are more moments where I laughed. And also, not that James isn't charming in Casino Royale because he absolutely is. Mm-hmm. But he's almost more charming in this one. Like when he tells that lady that she's gonna help him figure out what Dominic Green is up to. He's like, "You're gonna show me Dominic Green's Tierra." It was Tierra project, and she was like, "Do I have a choice?" Do you want one?
Yeah, that made me laugh.
She's like, there's something horribly efficient about you.
Or
Not a
the
compliment.
or the part when his card gets declined and he
Yeah.
goes back
Yep.
to
Yep.
the
Yep. Yep.
agent
Yep.
and he's like,
And he leans in.
someone's gonna call you and they're
Could you
gonna
do me a
ask.
favor?
Yeah, they're gonna ask where I was trying to fly.
Tell them I'm going to Cairo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he walks away and she gets a phone call.
Or his, oh man, Mathis. That's another character I really like from these two movies. Yeah, we'll have to
Let's
talk.
rate it.
We'll have to talk about him in spoilers. I think this is definitely the most underrated Bond movie from Daniel Craig's Bond era, from his time as Bond. I think this is way overhated. I personally would give this like a 7. I think it's good. I think it's fun. I think it's entertaining. It's one that, as I've watched it more times, I've probably seen this a decent amount of time. I was, as a kid, I loved Casino Royale, awakened the Bond fever in me, and I watched Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace a lot.
Because you were what, 11 when Casino?
2006. What would I have been?
Yeah, you were 11.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's Casino Royale, and then Quantum of Solace was 2 years later, so
13.
13ish. Yeah, so I watched these movies a lot, and returning to it now as an older person with more movie experience, I think this is a lot better than people give it credit for. It's a lot more.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I would give it a 7. I definitely don't think it's a bad movie, and especially considering, the whole writer's strike thing, shockingly good.
Yeah.
So
I never ever would have guessed.
Yeah. So 7.
Well, and that's so rough to be working with that.
Yeah.
Because you can't change anything.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're married to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you've upset the union.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna give it a 7. Will you help me find the stationery? Actually, no, I changed that. A 7. Hi, we're teachers on sabbatical, and we just won the lottery. Out of 10.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
It fits our cover.
I love how he just will not stay in a shitty hotel anymore.
Yeah.
He's, he may be getting into gunfights and getting all dirty and muddy,
but he's gonna stay in a nice hotel with good
God damn
thread
it.
count.
Yeah. Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
he has to put his life on the line. The least you can do is give him a nice hotel room.
Right. A comfy place to lay his sweet little head down.
Right. His sweet little innocent, murderous, I just love killing head.
Okay. So I enjoyed this movie. Apparently I've never seen it before and I didn't really realize it until we were talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that Braden only rated it a 7. Honestly, I feel like I'm going to rate it an 8.
Okay.
I thought it was fun.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. I think it is fun too.
An innate can of oils out of 10.
Change mine to a 7.5. But you don't have to. Just know that it's a 7.5.
Okay. So there's going to be spoilers here.
Yeah.
There's something that I wanted to say before I forget. I really liked the part where, what's the girl's name? Camille. Where is she from? Is she?
She should be Camilla, actually. Yeah, she's Bolivian. She's half Bolivian, half Russian in the canon of this.
I guess now I watch too much, The Crown. So now when I guess she's Camilla.
Mm.
I don't know when I read that now I want it to be Camille.
Okay.
That's how you would say it in French, right?
Maybe.
I'm not watching too many shitty TV shows. At the beginning of the movie, she gets onto this boat with this guy that Bond is convinced is going to kill her. So then he saves her.
Yeah.
And then later finds out she'd been planning this for years. She's like, I've been planning for years to get on that boat. And then I was going to kill him.
Yeah.
I liked that. And then he was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He knows what that feels like.
Yeah.
He's like, I get it. My bad, basically. I liked that.
The one thing that I will say a negative about this movie, because I feel like it's been all positives, but like, this is definitely a far cry from the quality of Casino Royale, and I think the main way that it shows itself is like, yeah, the writing is it's not really as tight, because this movie goes from like plot beat to plot beat to plot beat to plot beat really, really, really fast. So like, it's sort of relentlessly fast. And it feels a little too fast to me. So, as an example, Bond met Camille because, he ended up in that apartment with Mr. Slate, kills Mr. Slate, picks up the briefcase that they were holding for Mr. Slate, and it's a briefcase that Camille recognizes as he's walking out of the hotel. She picks him up in his car. He opens the briefcase, realizes that Mr. Slate was supposed to kill Camille, right? He ends up leaving the car. Then all of a sudden decides that Camille is important enough for him to like kind of risk everything trying to save her off this
Well,
boat.
you were saying during the movie that he was just trying to figure out what was going on,
Yeah,
and that's why he
yeah,
followed her
he's following the thread, but like, realistically in that situation, would he have thought Camille was important enough
to
to
follow,
right, because he has to steal a boat. He
which
has
isn't that hard.
but he has to ride a motorcycle into the restricted area
Which
and
isn't
then
that hard.
and then steal a boat and then crash the boat into this other bigger boat and then get into a big speedboat, very dangerous machine gun speedboat chase trying to save this girl who he really doesn't know who she is.
Yeah, that's fair.
But whatever. Like it's something that I can live with because he is following the thread and it makes sense why he's doing what he's doing. But like I'm not sure that he necessarily would think it's that important. Maybe that's something that would have gotten ironed out in potential edits.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So at the end, Green, is left out in the desert with a can of oil,
Yeah.
and M at the end of the movie says, oh, Green was found with a stomach full of oil and 2 bullet holes in him. Who shot him?
Quantum. They found him.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what Bond says. Because Green's like, I told you what you wanted to know about Quantum, and then Bond says you did, and your friends would know that by now, so they're probably looking for you. But the good news
Okay.
is you're in the middle of a desert, and then tosses it. That is such a satisfying way to kill a villain, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Leave him in the desert with a can of oil. I bet you make it 20 miles before you consider drinking that. Goodbye. And then just drives away.
Yeah.
And then you get this nice wide shot of the.
How vast.
Oh, man. And he's just booking it away from
Yeah.
and he's just standing there like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, let's circle back to M and Bond.
And he did it because Green killed that girl with the oil.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is a callback to, I think it's Goldfinger, one of the old Bond movies.
Okay.
They like cover a girl in gold and leave her on the bed.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so it's a callback to that.
Okay. All right, let's circle back to M and Bond at the hotel.
Yeah,
because this was great. Because Bond basically is told you're
on timeout.
Yeah, you're suspended.
Yeah, they're arresting him, is what they're doing, because he's been killing a lot of people. And
I didn't realize they were arresting him.
They were pinning Mathis's death on him.
Yeah,
and that's why they were arresting him, even though he didn't do it.
Yeah, I was sad that Mathis died.
I've heard some people complain about that scene, the one with M, because M says basically like you're on probation. You don't know who to trust. So it's time for you to come in and be done. And then within a couple of minutes, Bond beats up the people that are arresting him, finagles his way onto the other side of the hotel, and then he bumps into M again, and he's like, I'm still going to do work, by the way. And she goes from, okay, you're going to be arrested, to, nope, I trust him. He's my agent. I trust him. Follow him. But I like on watching this a little bit closer, I think what M says is true, where she's like, I think that you're just blinded by rage and you don't care who you shoot at and who you kill. I think that's true, but I don't think she distrusts him.
I don't think so either. I almost feel like it was just performative.
Yes.
In front of everybody else. And then when they're alone, she's like, no, you're my guy.
She's like, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Like, I can... listen, I didn't see him. He got away. Yeah. Whatever. But, like, she has to, because the prime minister wants her to go and arrest him because he's out of control, right?
Yeah. But I just love that scene. They walk down the stairs together, and then he goes on the inside, and he hides behind a wall, and then they meet back up and they continue, and then, I liked that scene a lot.
Did you like when he beat up the guys on the elevator, and then he, like,
kicks his
took their gun and he just...
Yeah.
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 And then the music in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bond is a vibe for sure.
Oh,
like there's not a lot of movies that have the vibe factor like a James Bond movie does.
That's true.
Yeah. And it's that classic music and
and it's like him being a spy, and he's in a tux.
And he's handsome.
Dressed by Tom
eyes, Ford.
It's just...
Yeah. Sorry, Marvel. You don't have the same swagger.
That scene was so crazy at the hotel because him and Camille... I'm just going to say Camille, okay? I know it's Camille.
Okay, that's actually bothering me now.
Now you know how it feels.
Okay.
Okay, so Camille, is it Camilla?
Camille.
Camille
Yeah.
are in the desert, and then they walk back to the hotel. They have to be exhausted, hot, so
Yeah.
thirsty,
Yeah.
and hungry.
Well, they walk to the town and they take a bus to the hotel.
Still,
Yeah.
you know. And then they show up, and he gets arrested, and he has to fight everybody,
Yeah.
and then he's on the run or whatever. I was just like, man, he can't catch a break.
Bond has never been dirtier than he is.
Than in that moment, yeah.
Well, by the end of this movie, he's
yeah, that's fair.
he's filthy.
Yeah.
Has this man showered? And when's the last time he showered?
Right, and I was wondering, what is the span of time?
He smells like shit.
You could say a hot foot forest.
Yeah, he smells like a hot foot forest.
Yeah.
What house of perfume do you think Bond wears?
Well, it has to be Tom Ford or Creed.
I feel like it's Creed.
You think so?
It's got to be Creed, don't you think?
James Bond?
He's got to be a Creed guy.
Wait, James Bond?
James Bond. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's got to be Creed.
Yeah,
It's just expensive as hell,
right?
And he probably buys it retail.
Right, he buys it in a department store with the company credit card, and he buys what does he? I don't know. He buys whatever the classic one is. The one they made one for like the Prince of Wales or something called Royal Mayfair. That's what it's called, Royal Mayfair. That's what he wears. That's what James Bond wears.
The bitch of Wales.
Mathis. I wanted to talk about him. I think he's a great character.
I was so sad that he died, honestly.
He's like kind of the heart of these movies in some ways.
Well, and
definitely this one.
It was great when Bond shows up at his villa and Mathis is talking to his Italian girl and he's like, you know, he got me arrested. He got me kicked out and tortured and blah blah blah. And the girl's like, but you got this villa, so shouldn't you be thanking him? Go away.
Yeah. And he's like, he had me tortured, imprisoned, wrongfully accused. You want me to serve and fine wine? You only buy cheap wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such an Italian thing.
Oh yeah.
All she cares about is the fact that he's buying cheap wine.
She's cool though. I like her. Yeah. You know, but he really, now that I think about it, Mathis is the reason Bond is able to like come out of that tailspin, I think. Because Mathis got fucked hardcore.
Yeah.
Because Bond thought that he was the one that tipped Lashif off about the tell. He was wrong about that. It was Vesper. And he had Mathis captured, tortured, imprisoned, interrogated. And then he shows up on Mathis's doorstep asking for help.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of tricking him in a way, not telling him that he's on the run. MI6 canceled his credit cards. That's why I need you to come with me. That's part of the reason.
I mean, he showed up and he said, I need a passport and cards to match it. And Mathis goes, oh, MI6 ran out of plastic.
Okay, so he knows, I guess.
Yeah, he knows.
But he's asking Mathis to come with him on this dangerous assignment. Mathis ends up...
That's not backed up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, unsanctioned. Mathis ends up getting killed for it.
Which was sad.
Mathis has every reason to hate Bond, I think. But then as he's dying, he's like...
Just stay with me.
Do we forgive each other? And you need to forgive Vesper. Like, you need to forgive yourself, too. Like, you need to...
He's a good guy.
You need to get out of this, like, seeing red. You're not a bull. You're not the running of the bulls, Mr. Bond. You're not... Yeah. You know, you need to get out of this.
He was like, just stay. And then Bond picks him up and he's, you know, hugging him. Yeah. And Mathis is like, this is much more comfortable.
Yeah.
I liked that part.
And he's like, is Mathis your code name? Not a very good one, is it?
Yeah.
Did you like how he put him in a dumpster at the end, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought what he said was fair.
Yeah,
you know, how Camille was like, you would do that to your friend? I was like, he wouldn't care.
He wouldn't care about that, yeah.
I thought, you know, Mathis wouldn't want him to spend the time.
Mathis wants him to get out of there.
Yeah. I thought that was fair. And I was thinking of myself, you know, if I was... You know,
right, because you'll be taken care of later, probably. Right. Someone will find you.
That's not you anymore, also, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, Mathis is a great character. I really like him. I think he was a great addition. He's so funny in Casino Royale. He's probably the funniest part of Casino Royale. All the little things he does. Hiding the bodies in the trunk of the guy that's...
yeah, and then calling them.
And he's laughing about it. Yeah. Being dead doesn't mean one can't still be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, great little Italian actor, that guy. He's good. Yeah. I wish he was in more stuff.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, I feel good.
Oh, I did like how Dominic Green hits himself in the foot with an axe. That was fun.
Oh, why would you bring that up? That was the part that made me cringe so
That's
bad.
gotta hurt so freaking
Oh, I
bad.
can just see it in my mind's eye or whatever.
Name that quote. Also, this is the second movie in a row where James Bond should have died. And there's like you can see in Daniel Craig's face in his acting that his character that Bond believes he's going to die. So in Casino Royale it was the ball torture scene, also probably the poisoning scene,
Oh
you
yeah, well
know,
he did die,
because like he realizes at the very end that the wire got disconnected and he's like,
but he did die.
shit, you know. So like
Acknowledge.
yes, he did. Right, his heart stopped. But you can see in his face in the ball torturing scene, he's like, "This is it. I'm dead." You know, and it's great, great acting. There's another part where he thinks he's gonna die, and he's like cradling Camille, and the fire is like everywhere, and he's like, "We're not getting out of this." And Camille is like, "Okay, you know, take the shot, make it count." And he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna have to shoot her because she doesn't want to die in this fire," and he's getting ready to do it and you can see it on his face. He's like, "This is it." Great acting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Daniel Craig, great James Bond. He's a great James Bond. He's a great actor. He's really
Mm-hmm.
good. And I hate it when people poo-poo him. I think he's awesome because he's got moments like this that just don't exist in other Bond movies.
Do you remember that commercial that he was in
Yeah.
where he was dancing?
Well, it wasn't Smirnoff. It was some vodka though, right? Belvedere. Is that right? I feel like it's Belvedere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
That was so good.
yeah.
That was such a vibe.
Yeah. And Knives Out, you know, he's just having fun at this point in his career. He's made so
Yeah, what
much
do you think
money.
about the third one coming out,
I'm
being
excited for
announced?
it. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I hope it's good. Do you think Hugh Grant will be in it more?
Probably not.
Yeah.
He probably moved on to someone else, right? He probably. What if it's Timothy Dalton, another James Bond? I think he's a little too old.
All
Okay.
right. So, I don't know when we'll be done with it, but we're still watching The Bear season 4.
Yep. Yep. And we still have Skyfall, Spectre, and No Time to Die left in the Bondathon.
All right.
Okay, bye.